Hello and welcome to Botanic Shed, a place created to help you build vitality and resilience through enhancing your connection to nature. I'm Lara Cowan and I'm here interviewing experts in the field of nature, science and wellness to bring you easy to do therapeutic self-care tips. Whatever you're going through, I want to support you by giving you access to nature as salvation. Being an outdoors girl, nature has been my healer and veritable antidepressant for decades. And I want to share this experience of growth and compassion with you. Let's make biophilia, which means love of life, love of biology. Let's make biophilia the leading language of the world. I hope you enjoy these interviews and share them with your loved ones and colleagues to build a stronger and calmer body, mind, and world. See you on the other side. It's amazing. Incredible, yeah. That's great. Hi, I'm with Sonya Dibbin here.
Hi.
Last time I was with her, she took me for a very, very peaceful, creative, mindful and relaxing walk through the woods, Great Pen Woods here, and not too far from where I live. And we also discovered a lovely grass called the pen, what was it called again? Do you remember? Beautiful Asian looking grass, but it's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania something, can't remember.
It was stunning. But very, very happy to have you here, Sonya. I'll let you give yourself a little bit of an introduction.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I am Sonya Dibbin and I live in Winchester and I am a forest bathing and mindfulness guide. So I'm all about trying to get people outdoors and to connect with nature. Goes much deeper than just spending time in it. So, on the walk that we did, you didn't really walk far. Most people think if you're going into woodland, you're going for a stompy old walk, and it's not. It's very mindful, very slow. It's all about the power of pause.
Yeah, the power of pause is brilliant. Yeah, I did talk about what I smelt in the soil just now, and with Karuna at Priya, who's a monk and he's a mindfulness coach. And I was telling him, I smell, you said, Sonya took us on these invitations, wonderful invitations to do certain activities, and the soil smelling not only stimulated the serotonin in our brains without us seeing, but I could smell really delicious. I like the smell of germaline. I could smell that.
It sort of takes you back a bit as well, doesn't it? It's this kind of, it either connects you back with your childhood and you just suddenly feel a little bit carefree, or it takes you back even further. I mean, people sometimes say that can be a really emotional experience because they kind of have this jolt and it's like, oh, what's that, and it smells good. So next time you're gardening, do it without gloves.
Yeah. Yeah. Sneaks in another tip before your real tip. You do walks in various different locations, don't you?
So based in Winchester, but then I kind of do my experiences in a circle with Winchester at the middle. So Newbury and Basingstoke and down to Southampton, Winchester, Eastleigh, Fareham. I'm expanding, getting new venues all the time. So
brilliant. Well, we were lucky to have met through one of the best ladies in my life, Serena Manda. I just have to shout her out, the creative guru. And we had a big laugh when we first met. But I'd love you to teach these people listening your insights of your many years of, what's your one thing that you'd say today?
Right. Okay. So it's very hot, very a la mode, because it's been pouring with rain where I live for days now, and the forecast is to pour with rain forevermore, it would seem. And the thing is, what I want to help your watchers, listeners with is to stop. So coming back to the power of pause, instead of thinking, oh no, it's raining, and therefore feeling miserable and depressed. And I speak from experience. I used to suffer with seasonal affective disorder. I absolutely detested the winter, Instead of that, right, just notice, okay, that's happening and I don't have to feel that way. What I can do instead is look for the joy in this experience, because after all, water is life. And one of my best tips ever will be to go and look into a puddle. And I know it sounds crazy, but what you need to do is just slowly meander as well. So there's no rushing. Find yourself a little puddle and gaze into it. Adjust your gaze slightly so that you're looking at the reflections. And as you look at the reflections, you're able to see the sky above, and if there's tree branches, you can see all the shapes. And you just start to feel good, and you don't need anything other than you, yourself, and a little bit of rain to do this. Then you might notice the raindrops, plip, 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 as they're falling into the puddle, right? Tune your eyes into those for a moment, and also listen, you'll hear the sounds of it. When you see the raindrops, plip, 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 plipping, it's like they're dancing, and suddenly there's a show being put on for you, and all the while you're noticing these, like the ripples as well, the ripples, everything. The mind is quietening, and you are starting to feel happier, perhaps a bit more connected to nature and the natural world.
Well, the forms that there's the puddles create when raindrops go on them, that's actually comes under the umbrella of fractals in nature, which we're hardwired to respond to. Anything that's created by nature in terms of a pattern, yes, we really like looking at them. It creates happy hormones in our bodies. So if you're constantly looking into a puddle at the ripples, it will slow your cortisol will go down, won't it? And you'll
exactly. Your heart rate's going to slow, the production of cortisol will slow, so you'll be naturally feeling less stressed, your anxiety will drop. You're outside, which of course is good for us anyway. You're not having to spend any money on this, it's free, so it feels good for that as well. And if you start turning into a bit of a nature nerd like me, then you might be able to even take your camera out with you and start taking some
absolutely stunning photos Sonia's showing us. At the middle of it seems like an umbrella plant. I don't know, but it
is a lupin.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
It's a lupin.
And it's got loads of beautiful raindrops on it.
Yeah, so raindrops just dangling on the petals, and they are the fractals, like you say. Yeah. So the same shape, repeating, but in different sizes. And I did a fantastic one with a raindrop as well, and then I leave that experience feeling rejuvenated, excited. I don't mind that it's raining so much, because there's a possibility to go out and be really creative and have fun with it.
And this is really talking the language of of nature, and and slowing, instead of talking the language of, oh, how quickly can I do this job, and the other one's happening at the same time, and oh my gosh, I haven't got it. Our job is to speak our natural language, and if you can, it's something you can do. And I always think loads of these things aren't going to just blow you down and go, "Whoa, I feel better." A therapy session is often not going to do that anyway. But consistently exposing yourself to this, treatment, basically, in terms of addressing the hormones in your body, addressing the stress one, and pumping in some happy ones, you'll get better. I love the timing of this tip.
I know, it couldn't be better, could it? And it's so perfect. You're doing it all on your own, and the more you do it, the more you notice, the more you start to build your sense of gratitude. You feel awe and wonder when you're in nature. You feel connected to it, and you build your resilience. And that is the key, isn't it? We have become fragile because we spend 95% of our time indoors, connected to technology, and maybe not in the best environments. By reconnecting a bit with nature, by immersing yourself in the natural world, you can undo some of that and become more able to cope when things get tough. And as we've seen this year, we need to make sure we've got...
It's a method of emptying the stress bucket, because it's like up there, the water's spilling over. And I don't know if you've done a mental health awareness course, but I remember when I did that and I was explaining the bucket, I was like, because I actually do something, your buckets, you can actually only cope with a certain amount of cortisol stress in your body. And if you start to use these tactics and to sort of empty it out, you'll keep yourself on an even keel.
And it's just, start with 10 minutes. So it is difficult to build this stuff in. And, I'm not going to go around pretending that I'm like mindfully engaged in nature 24/7. I run my own business, life happens. The thing is, it only needs to be a small amount of time, just a short amount of time. If you just say, do you know what, 10 minutes twice a day, I'm going to go and hang out in my garden. Just start with that.
Thank you for listening to Botanic Shed. We're here to help you build vitality and resilience by building a deeper connection with nature. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, at Botanic Shed, and at www.botanicshed.com. My email is hello@botanicshed.com. And if you'd like to speak to any of these people I've interviewed, or if you'd like to join us on the show, do get in touch. Thanks. Bye.